Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on X-Men The Last Stand. Now, X-Men The Last Stand is meant to be a 2006 superhero film, as well as being the third film in the X-Men film series, as well as being the ending point to the original three of the X-Men films. Now, pretty much the film X-Men The Last Stand also follows elements from the storyline Gifted from Astonishing X-Men, as well as covering half bits of the Dark Phoenix saga. And keep in mind that the original director from the last two X-Men films didn't return as he was working on Superman Returns. So instead, a new director, Brett Ratner, took over. And the premise of the film X-Men The Last Stand is meant to show how there's a new cure being made that can cure a mutant back to being normal. We kind of see how some mutants are against it. We see some who see it as a sign of hope. And we kind of see how Magneto ravels the other mutants to go on a one-man crusade to destroy the cure. And I think the film, in my opinion, works because I think the point of the cure is kind of like a vaccine or something from the whole COVID thing. And I think the point of Magneto and his followers are meant to be a message about anti-vaccinists, how they won't basically be vaccinated, how they're against it. And I think for the most part the film really does work because, yeah, we do kind of see there's a moment where the X-Men aren't sure of what to do next. We do kind of see how Jean Grey returns and kind of becomes a shell of her former self. And her sort of having the identity of Phoenix, I don't really see it as an entity. I think the point of the Phoenix is meant to be her darker side. It's meant to be a part of her that's more willing to basically be more darker and in control. I think in the original timeline, the Phoenix Force was just her second identity, her more true self. And I think the point of Xavier was taking more precautions into making sure Jean Grey didn't cross any lines. And I kind of feel the point of Magneto is meant to slowly realise his mistakes, because when Charles Xavier seemingly dies, he does seem shocked and even horrified at what Jean Grey did. And when Pyro talks about killing Xavier, you can tell he still defends him despite them being enemies. And when Jean Grey goes full rage mode near the final battle, you can kind of tell he realises to his shock, his horror, and even to his dismay of what he's done. And I think they really show a part of him finally realising how much harm he's done. And I think you really don't need to do the enforced redemption trope, because if you give it to someone who now realises what the harm they've done, it definitely works. Something I think Avatar The Last Airbender got right with Zuko, and Infinity Train got it right with Grace. They were characters who realised the horrors of their mistakes. And I think for the most part, I think the film throws in a lot of mutants, but not badly. I kind of feel, yeah, the point of Magneto's new Brotherhood is meant to be doubled up tenfold. I think the point of Juggernaut is kind of meant to be a more heavier, more dangerous unit. And I kind of feel the point of other characters like Calypso, also Psylocke, and Multiple Man being villains makes sense, as this is a movie. They are gonna change characters' hero or villain status to meet the standards. And I think the relationship between Kitty Pryde and Bobby sort of makes sense, because you can kind of tell Bobby isn't really sure about his relationship with Rogue, and in the Ultimate comics, there was a love triangle with Bobby, Rogue, as well as Kitty Pryde. You can tell Bobby wants to have a relationship with Rogue, but it just becomes clear that it can't work out because of Rogue's abilities. And I think the point of Angel's father, you can tell, wants to do the right things, but when he does kind of say, I was trying to help you to the mutants, one of them do say, do we look like we need your help? It's like them saying, we didn't ask for it. And I think, yeah, the point of the final battle is meant to give this big, over-the-top climatic thing, with minor X-Men going against a whole army of cold-blooded killers. I think the third film works because, yeah, it does kind of show you the X-Men are now facing an uncertain future. And I think the point of Xavier's death, even in X-Men the animated series, made sense, as it was shown that the X-Men were now ready to go the distance and face the unknown. And I kind of feel my overview thought on the third film is definitely alright. It's got something big, despite some flaws. So I think it deserves 2 thumbs ups. Definitely good, and definitely alright. So I think my overview thought on the original 3 X-Men films had potential, but I think got wasted. I think the third film's alright, the second film is not too bad. I think the third film was definitely the icing on the top, giving you a big climatic battle, and I think definitely with a new director, showed you what he was trying to do. So I think it definitely deserves A thumbs in the middle. It's a mixed bag, but definitely alright as a film series. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.